that you used to go up on Mulholland Drive and park
every night.
and visualize seeing yourself as...
Yeah, I would visualize,
This is when you were broke and poor.
You know, right, having directors interested in me and people that I respected saying, you know, I like your work or whatever that is. And I would visualize things coming to me that I wanted or whatever.
So didn't you write yourself a check? I heard that you did. Is that true?
I wrote myself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and I gave myself 5 years, or 3 years maybe. And I dated it Thanksgiving 1995. And I put it in my wallet and I kept it there, and it deteriorated and stuff. But then just before Thanksgiving 1995, I found out that I was going to make $10 million on, I think it was Dumb and Dumber, maybe.
Dumb and Dumber, yeah. So you visualize yourself?
Throughout history, the most successful artists, athletes, and inventors have used a secret technique to create their success. There is no difference between you and these great, successful people, other than they had the ability and knowledge to harness these techniques. These techniques are never taught to the average person, which is a shame because if used correctly, they can transform one from poverty to wealth, from sickness to health. Napoleon Hill said the greatest sin of all of mankind was the neglect to use this greatest asset. He said if you use this asset, you will have everything you want in abundance. He didn't say within reason, he said everything in abundance. Stay tuned to the end of this video and I will show you step by step how to use this secret technique to get everything you want in your life. But first, here's what a few people you may know have to say about it.
When people talk about visualization,
how does visualization help with that?
You wrote a lot about visualization.
Visualizing.
I visualized.
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 My dreams and visualizing kind of really played a role in making me motivated and helping me achieve the goals that I had.
It is everything for me. I literally sat down 2-3 months before and I've made a decision in my head that practicing regularly, there are visuals running in my head, me dominating that bowler.
I had to envision it, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be here. So not only did I envision it so much, so clearly and so precisely in my head that I'm here now.
And visualization is it's a huge factor in improving technical skills.
When you focus on something and you really want it and you dream about it and you think about it and you visualize it, things can really happen in your life.
Visualization still can actually cause a rewiring of the brain beneficially.
I visualized, I'm sitting here holding the steering wheel, visualizing a brand new car, and visualizing good things in times of struggle.
He had done it 1,000 times in his head. He had warmed up in backstage. He had heard the crowd. He had smelt the arena. He had seen the audience. He would really immerse himself in the fight night. So by the time fight night came along, he used to walk in going, yeah, this is my 1,000th time doing this.
What all of these great people are doing is seeing their vision in their mind's eye, in 3D, before they achieve it. If you want to change the station on your TV, you change the frequency. If you want to change the station on your radio, you change the frequency. See, your mind is an electromagnet. Once you charge it with a clear image of what you want, you change your frequency, you change your channel, and you magnetize it to you. You no longer have to chase after it anymore. It will start to chase you. See, this is better than the law of attraction. It's called the law of assumption. It was first discovered by Neville Goddard. Goddard said, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and continue therein, and the universe has no choice but to harden your assumption into present fact. Goddard said it's not about believing in it, it's about believing it in. Don't broadcast what you want. Simply assume you already have it. This will create the deja vu effect. You rehearse a situation successfully in your mind, and then it happens in reality, giving you the deja vu feeling, or, oh, I've already been here before. Now, this capacity is not inborn. In fact, I'll show you how to do it at the end of this video. But first, here's a few people you may know who have used this technique. Aristotle said the soul cannot dream without pictures. Vincent van Gogh said, I dream my painting, and then I paint my dream. The great Walt Disney, when he was on his deathbed, he was interviewed by a reporter on his final day. The reporter told him, "Sir, you have this amazing Epcot being built by your friend Ken Kerr, but you will never see it. How does that make you feel?" And then Disney looked up at him and said, "You don't get it. If I didn't see it, you'll never see it." Roger Bannister, the man who broke the 4-minute mile, said he did it because he visualized it many times before the race. He said he visualized the event to create a sense of certainty in his mind and body. He would close his eyes and see the race step by step. He would create the image. He would see the finish line and hear the crowd in his mind. Little known fact, Roger Bannister went on to become a neuroscientist. In his book, Mind Gym, Gary Mack says that Brazilian soccer player Pelé, before every game, would go to the locker room an hour earlier before everyone else. He would lie down using a towel as a pillow and cover his eyes. He would watch a film of himself as a kid playing soccer on the beach in Brazil. This movie in his mind brought back glorious memories, and he would vividly recall the thrill of the game and the joy. He would immerse himself in the love of the game. In short, before every game, he would put himself in touch with his pure love for the sport. After that, Pelé would watch himself reliving some of his greatest moments in world competitions. He would let himself feel the winning moments and enjoy the intensity and those feelings over and over. He talked about how crucial it was to make a strong connection with those images and feelings. Finally, he would see himself as he was about to become, playing brilliantly, scoring goals in a mental movie made up of positive images of enjoyment and triumph. He imagined everything before it happened. The field, his opponents, his team. He saw himself playing like a champion, a force that could not be stopped. He said, "Remember, it's not just about the visuals and the imagery. It's more about the feelings, the emotions associated with success." He vividly imagined how good it all felt. Only after 30 minutes of this visualization would Pelé then start to warm up and stretch his actual muscles. He primed his mind for victory. And Pelé, who some say is the world's greatest soccer player of all time, was unstoppable. All of these great people harnessed the power of the law of assumption to succeed. Now you may be asking yourself, are there any scientific studies that support the power of visualization or the law of assumption? Well, the answer is yes. In 1996, a study by Dr. Biasotto from the University of Chicago was conducted. Biasotto split his participants into 3 groups and tested how many free throws they could make. He had the first group practice shooting free throws for 1 hour. He had the second group just visualize themselves making free throws. And he had the third group do nothing. After 30 days, he tested them again. The first group, who practiced shooting free throws, improved by 24%. The third group didn't improve at all. But the second group, the group who only visualized themselves making free throws, improved 23% without ever touching a basketball. There was another study where people practiced a 5-finger piano exercise for 2 hours a day. They showed a similar increase in brain activity as those who practiced solely in their imagination without ever touching a keyboard. Scientists have confirmed that the brain does not know the difference between a vivid imagination and reality. Therefore, using visualization, you can actually improve performance without actually engaging in the activity. See, that's why Einstein said imagination is greater than knowledge. In another study, scientists had their participants imagine flexing their biceps as hard as they could for 5 times a week. In a few weeks, they increased their bicep strength by almost 14% without ever doing a curl. And there are other studies that have had similar results. Okay, now here's the part that you've all been waiting for. Here's how you create success in your life through the power of visualization. You can use this technique to succeed in any area of life, from earning $10 million like Jim Carrey did, to overcoming stage fright or anxiety in dating. And it only takes 10 minutes a day. Set your timer. You can do this by sitting in a chair or, if you prefer, just laying down. Now, there are 2 ways to do visualization. The first is you see the scene playing out in your mind, but through your own eyes, as if you are already there. The second way is to see yourself on a movie screen. This is called mind theater. Studies have compared the 2 methods, and the first method of seeing it through your own eyes is more powerful, but for me, I like to do both of them. Now, the first step is to relax your body. Relax your eyes, relax your face, relax your shoulders, relax your entire body. It may take up to 10 minutes to get into a completely relaxed state, but this is important because relaxation allows the message to enter your inner subconscious. Now, the next step I got from the Silva method, which is all about putting your mind into the alpha brain state. What you want to do is you want to visualize the numbers 3, and then 2, and then 1. And then you go into alpha state. The alpha brain state is a state of creativity and learning. It's also called the flow state. Now, after you do this, I want you to fully immerse yourself in the environment of your goal. See yourself with the goal image, whether it's winning the race, holding the trophy, cashing the check, walking into the house, etc. Remember, the greater the detail, the quicker the attainment of your vision. Include images of overcoming adversity. See yourself fighting your way out of things, overcoming it, and reaching success. The next step is bringing in big-time emotion, intense feeling into the visualization. Goddard said, feeling is the secret. The next step is to make it vivid, make it clear. Remember, the clearer, the more detailed the vision, the quicker the attainment. Next, I want you to engage all of your senses. I'm talking total sensory immersion. What does it feel like to move your muscles? Is there any wind? What does the ground feel like underneath your feet? Are there any smells in the environment? The grass, the outdoor. What do you hear? How are you breathing? Feel the rise and fall of all of these senses and emotions. And finally, just feel enthusiastically how it feels to have already achieved your goal. Behave as if you already have it. Believe that you already have it. And that's it. You can do this for 10 to 20 minutes every day. This technique, this secret, if done correctly, will turn you into a magnet, attracting everything you want in abundance. I mean, think about it. Look around your room right now. Everything you see came out of the human mind, came out of the human imagination. And therefore, imagination creates reality. Fiction turns into fact. How many science fiction movies became fact? Nearly all of them. The biggest problem that most people face is imagining what they don't want, which is why Napoleon Hill said, if you spend as much time visualizing success as you do thinking about failure, you would change your life. Once again, guys, it's not about a feeling of craving, of wanting, of desiring, because that will simply push everything away. The law of assumption is about matching the vibration as though it is already done. Because as Neville Goddard said, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and the universe will have no choice but to harden that assumption into present fact. Peace.